you I feel everybody should try to get to know their bodies, but if you don't like to masturbate or you don't want to masturbate, that's fine, totally. Hi, welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Lydia, and if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I'm going to be answering some of your questions. I asked you guys to ask me on Instagram, and I just feel like it's been a while I did one of these. I actually recorded one last year, but it didn't go up, so I'm doing this one today because I've not done a Q&A in a while, and I have your questions here, of course, so I'm just going to be answering them and letting you guys know my answer. Basically, if you like to see what questions I answer, I'm sure you'd enjoy the video. Please keep on watching, give me a thumbs up in case you enjoy, and yeah, let's get. So I have some of the questions here, and I'm just going to be reading them and answering as we go along. The first one I'm going to be answering is from Makeup by Ego, and she says, please, is your gym far from your house? My gym is quite far, but it's a walkable distance, so if I'm walking, it's like about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes walk, but if I'm driving, it's not up to 5-10 minutes and I'll be there. Legit House Page said, damn, your profile looks good, thank you so much. Cindy Apollo asks, she says, what profession did you want before you found makeup? So most people don't know this, but I'm actually a civil engineer. Yeah, I studied civil engineering in school and I have my bachelor's degree. So I wanted to study civil engineering. Like, nobody forced me to it. Like, my father didn't push me to it. I wanted to do it. I've always loved civil and architecturing. So if I didn't find makeup, I don't even know how I found makeup, because it was not even in my plan one bit to do makeup. So yeah, if I wasn't doing makeup, I'll be practicing civil engineering rather. And then Andrew's daughter asks, would you ever practice engineering? I'm not going to say no, and I'm not going to say yes. You know, you never know what life brings along, and I'm one person that definitely believes in not putting your eggs into one basket. If I have my way, the ideal situation will be to be a beauty influencer full-time, like really creating content, teaching you guys online, you know, having classes online, just being an online person. If that was the ideal situation, and I'm getting paid for all the hard work I'm putting in. This is currently 2:34 a.m. and I'm still filming. I'm filming round the clock, editing round the clock, and I put in the hard work, let's just say. But then the way Nigeria is set up, it's not yet there where you get paid adequately for your services. So if need be that I have to work to make ends meet, like to pay my bills and pay, you know, for stuff, then, and I get a good job opportunity, you know, I'm not saying I'll take it. I'm not saying I wouldn't take it, you know, but never say never. How old were you? Andrew's daughter still asks, how old were you when you had your first kiss? I think I was 16, SS2. I think I was 15 or 16 if you're in SS2. I think 15 or 16, but it was SS2 I had my first kiss. Andrew just still asks, what's the highest you've ever charged for a makeup session? So the highest I've ever charged for a makeup session, I'm assuming bridal makeup is included in that, and the highest I've charged for a bridal makeup session, not one, she had like a series of events. Like, if you're familiar with weddings in the north, they have like several events, and I had to go to Kano, so makeup plus accommodation and feeding, everything, I charged her almost about 500k because she had 2 events and I was traveling there. So I think that's the highest I've ever charged somebody, about 500k. So I'm also a professional makeup artist. In case you're looking to get your makeup done, you should book me. Mariam Jega says, your do's and don'ts in makeup shouldn't be someone else's. Your do's and don'ts in makeup shouldn't be someone's do's and don'ts. Oh, I'm guessing she's saying I should discuss this. So I'm guessing she's saying that because I don't like something doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, which is totally fine. Because I always say this: there's no rules to makeup. While I was following this guy's tutorial to achieve this look, I was going crazy. But then this is the finished look, and it makes so much sense. So there's no rules to makeup. Because you don't like something doesn't mean someone else shouldn't do it, you know. But then there are sometimes when some people are doing some things, and you're like, what's going on, what's the issue, you know. You just want to talk, and you just want to ask them like, kilo shele, what's up, what's happening here. But just leave everybody at the end of the day. But doesn't mean that your technique should be someone else's technique, like to the T. If you see someone doing something totally different from yours, just let them be. If you didn't pay them for their services, like to do their makeup on you, even at that, you pay them for a reason, because they're professional. So leave them to do their job the way they know how to do it best. Black Pablo asks, are you in a relationship? No, I'm not in a relationship. Jessica Joyce asks, how old are you? I'm 25 years old. Makeup by Krisha asks, what would you do if you found out your child was gay? What would you do if you found out your child was gay? And my response to that would be nothing. Like, I'm not one of those people that like judge people, gay people, lesbians, gay, transsexuals, transgender, you know. I'm not one of, I don't know that there's something like transsexual, transgenders. Yeah, I'm not one of those people that judge them and call them names. At the end of the day, I believe you should leave the judging for God. So if my child wakes up and says, oh, she likes girls, or he likes boys, or he doesn't feel comfortable liking the opposite sex, or she doesn't feel comfortable liking the opposite sex, of course I'll try to give them, like, you know, possible guidance, or, you know, just try to lead them down the right path and protect them as much as possible. Because a lot of people still don't understand it, and they're still very mean to these people, and it's like, what am I doing that is so different from what you're seeing in? Do you understand? Like, let God be the judge. That's why I always say, don't see because someone likes to wear skirts and is a guy, you start to, you know, be mean to them and treat them very poorly. Like, I would embrace my child if my child was gay. Like, the sexuality doesn't define you, you know, and it's not in your place or in mind to determine what sexuality you are. Like, at the end of the day, you just do what makes you happy, and I'll support you as my child. So yeah. And then Miss Jillian says, what's your take on an open relationship? My take on that would be that, yeah, if you're someone who has a strong heart and you don't care what your partner does, then please, by all means, be in an open relationship. But if you're someone who gets really jealous very easily, and you don't trust your partner, you just are very anxious, you know, I wouldn't advise you to go into that. Because going into an open relationship simply states that you can do what you want, your partner can do what you want, what they want, and at the end of the day, you guys are still in a relationship. And if that is what works for you, because I feel like a lot of people say, oh, they get bored when they date the same person for a really long time, and, you know, they're just sleeping with them, only them, and they want variety. Some couples go in to have threesomes with a random person, or, you know, like, just do what rocks your boat. At the end of the day, I'm not judging, you know, who am I to judge? But for me personally, I wouldn't want to have an open relationship, because I just wouldn't want to have an open relationship. Like, if I'm not enough for you, be going. Okay? Yes, that's what I have to say. So Makeup by Ego says, the gym is too far from me, so I'm considering buying a treadmill. Do you think it's wise? Well, I'll say, first off, if you have the money, then by all means go for it. But if it's something that you feel like you have to, you know those kind of things that you have to think carefully and take out that money to spend. Like, if it's something that comes easy for you, have a lot of money and you can spend on a treadmill, please, by all means, go for it, because it will still benefit you. But if not, then I don't think it's a good investment for you just starting out, because it gets to a point where you're just starting out, but your mind is not fully like strong yet. You're not fully like into the workout routine yet, so you go ahead and not work out, and then you waste the money that you used to buy the treadmill. So if you don't have money like that, try to get into the routine of working out first. So even if your gym is far, you can walk around your area, you can work out at home, follow home workout videos, do something to put your body in the mood to work out first. See how you like working out and see if you're really into working out first before buying the treadmill. If not, it's going to be a waste of money if at the end of the day you're not really into it. You just be annoyed seeing it there. It's just like when you go to buy clothes or shoes that you barely would use. That's that kind of situation. So I would advise try to get into working out first and see if it's something you like, then from there build on buying a treadmill. So FIA asks, how's your weight loss journey going and what foods did you stop eating? My weight loss journey is going fine. So far I've lost about 14 kg, and like what I would say so far is I've just been very careful, more careful with what I eat. So I don't eat carelessly anymore. The way I would have like cravings at the middle of night while I'm filming, like I said, it's currently almost 3 a.m. and I'll go have a snack like chocolate, something sugary, bread, a toast. I'm not doing that now, so I kind of control what I'm eating, if that makes sense, but I've not really stopped any foods. So now, like, I have this is grapes. It's not like grapes, this is grapes, and this is very sweet, but sweet in a good way. So if I have those sugar cravings while I'm filming, I just snack on this, and it doesn't add calories the way when I snack on chocolates or go and make Indomie. Indomie was going to kill me. Like, if you're Nigerian, you know what I'm talking about. Indomie is something very interesting. So I would usually cook Indomie really late at night, like while I'm editing. I'll get very hungry and I'll go and cook Indomie because it's sharp, and then that really added weight. So I no longer eat late. The latest I'll eat is 9 p.m. and I portion control. So before I used to eat like a whole tray of food. I'm not even exaggerating. My plate used to be so big and I'll eat rice, pounded yam, Nigerian household foods that are really like carb oriented and super packed with carbs. And I was barely active, like just go to my studio, do makeup on people, sit down and edit the whole day. Sometimes the whole day and the whole night I'm just at a spot sitting down and editing videos I need to submit. And I was not active. Now I'm trying to be active. Even with the whole quarantine happening now, I'm still working out at home, so that's just what I'll say. Like, it's been going well. I just portion control heavily. Before I used to use a big plate to eat, but now I use a small plate and I still eat what I want, and I don't eat late anymore. Like, I don't eat late. So yeah. What's your thought on sex toys? So Twain Tomato asks, she says, what's your thought on sex toys? And I'm one of those people that are definitely pro sex toys. Like, I feel like you should be in tune with your body. Don't be I find a lot of people in Nigeria just like to be shy, and a lot of people like to pretend too. So it's better to have your sex toys, than try to go from one guy to the other, assuming you're a girl, and then trying to find who's going to satisfy you or make you feel what you want to feel, when you can just have a toy and stay in your room and explore yourself. And everybody is fine at the end of the day. No unwanted pregnancy, no unnecessary infections, you're good. So I know a lot of people frown on masturbation because of religion and all of that, but if it's something that works for you, I feel everybody should try to get to know their bodies. But if you don't like to masturbate or you don't want to masturbate, that's fine, totally. Like, nobody's forcing you to do what you don't want to do. But my take on it is that it's cool. I don't have anything against it. If that's what rocks your boat, by all means, it's better than, like I said, unwanted pregnancy or infections or just so many things that come with unnecessary body counts with guys, just unnecessary body counts, just so many things that comes with having intercourses with people. So a toy will save you all that wahala. So pro toy. But if you're living with your parents, have sense, because if your mother sees that kind of thing in your room, or your dad or someone, like, I don't know what you're going to explain to them, but do it with sense, okay? So Beauty Habit says, this is not a beauty related question, but do you believe in celibacy? Totally, I do believe in celibacy. And I think every once in a while it's important for people to practice it. Like, how do I explain this? Whether you like it or not, yes, there's always a spiritual transaction with each person you've had sex with. So you guys exchange spirit. It's called the transference of spirits, and the soul tie as well. So if you have so many, this is what I personally believe in. Whatever I believe in is fine, but this is what I personally believe in. And I feel like it doesn't make sense to have a lot of sexual partners. I definitely am one of those people that like feel if you have one good person that you guys vibe with spiritually, mentally, physically, then just stick with that person. Like, it's nice to want to try new things and experiment. Even as a girl, girls do it as well, not just guys. But then your spiritual energy and your spiritual peace and your spiritual balance is something that I feel you shouldn't trade for just anybody. Like, when you just want to please someone, oh, I don't want him to be upset at me, and you really don't want to sleep with this person, don't sleep with them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, or you maybe some girls might do it for money or for other aids and stuff. Like, protect your energy, protect your energy, protect your energy if you can. I genuinely am pro trying to take a break. It could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, it could be a year, it could be 2 years, 3 years, or you could even say you want to be celibate till you get married. Like, make a vow with God. Tell him, oh, if I stay celibate this long, you're going to give me the da da da. I'm definitely pro celibacy. Like, take a break sometimes, girl. Like, just press pause. Most of those infections you're treating that are recurring, you don't even know where it's coming from because you don't know what guy is giving it to you. Just press pause. Like, relax. If it's so bad, I know masturbation isn't part of being celibate, but then it's still kind of being celibate because you're not actually having intercourse with a person. So if you feel like you can't do without having sexual intercourse with someone, then definitely get a toy and use that to your advantage. So that would be my advice. Tem he asks, how much do you make from beauty influencing and MUA in a month? So I'm not going to give you that information. I'm not going to give you that digit, but most times, like every entrepreneurial job, sometimes it's way more than other months. So on a reg or on an average, I make enough to take care of my needs and take care of some needs at home because I live with my family as well. So if it's too good, it's in I really don't want to say the amount, but it's good sometimes and it's not so good sometimes. Like, don't let them deceive you. It's not all a bed of roses. Sometimes I'm broke to the point where there's minus something something in my account, and then sometimes I have, so I think it's good enough if you really build yourself. If you're asking me this question because you're trying to see if you can work on being an influencer in Nigeria and make money off of it, you definitely can. But then Nigeria is not there yet where you can just start up and pick up easily. You have to put in work and effort. So I was privileged enough to start early. So I started before I left school. That was like 2014-ish. So it was quite some time for me to build up before coming out of school and taking up from where I started. So yeah, trust me, sometimes it will be trying. Like, definitely you'll be asking yourself, why don't I have a normal 9 to 5 job? It's easy for you to just sit down and know that, okay, at the end of the month you're going to definitely be paid what you're owed. Do you understand? So definitely I feel like if you're asking me this question because you want to become an influencer, you can be an influencer, but you don't be in a hurry. Like, even me, I still don't have it all figured out, and I still don't have all the money in the world, so it's a growth process. And the way Nigeria is, the economy, the system, everything is not just working yet compared to the abroad people. So you have to take that factor into consideration as well. Sometimes some brands know that you're worth more than what they're charging you, but then they're just being greedy and they just want to make all the profit without paying you for all the hard work. Temi also asks, do you live with your parents? I do. I live with my parents, and this is because I'm a very spiritual oriented person, and I feel like if I leave my house without my dad blessing me, I'm not going to do well. And he's a prophet over my life, and I'm not going to explain that because if you don't understand it, you don't understand it. But he hasn't given me that go ahead to leave. He hasn't told me you can leave, you can go somewhere else, so I haven't. He doesn't want me to leave yet. He says I have to wait till when I get married. And yeah, so that's why I'm trying to make it work here in KD. If I had my way, I would have been in Lagos or ABJ, but then he hasn't given me that freedom to leave yet. So yes, I still live with my parents. And Temi also asked, do you have any other career considerations outside makeup? For now, no, I don't have career considerations because makeup is still going quite well, influencing is still going well, and I feel it's only get better. I'm definitely one of those people that do not like to work under people, so I don't see myself going to work under a 9 to 5 job. So even if I have other career considerations, it will be something still in the line of entrepreneurship. So I might start selling stuff like makeup, outfits, and all that jazz. Just more like to get more streams of income apart from my online classes and all of that jazz. But I'm not going to consider working a 9 to 5 job or like in an organization. Nope, that's not part of what I'm going to. I thought these questions were not a lot, but they're a lot. Worry Suya asks, she says, what inspires your makeup? So I'm a kind of person that the things in my head are like a lot. Like I think of a lot of things at once. So I get bored easily, and you would never catch me. Go and check my page. You will never catch me do one look twice. Even on my clients, even if they say, okay, I want this exact look you did for me, I always change it. And that's because I feel like doing the same look the same time, you're not challenging your brain. So I like to, trigger my brain, or not, maybe trigger is not the word, but like excite it with something new. So I'm teaching myself new things all the time. I'm taking courses online, just things to just make me better than I was yesterday. Things that just make me a bit different than I was yesterday. Like I'm definitely someone that doesn't like to be bored with makeup or anything in general. So yeah, that's what inspires me to be different with each look, or to be better with each look. So Valerie's creation asked 3 questions, but because of the question sticker, they were splitted. She said, "How do you deal with being a makeup artist and having to charge people, and having people charge you 1,500 to 2,000 for your jobs, even after knowing the worth of your products, especially when you're in school with these students?" Sorry, I had to break it. That's what she said. So, what I would say to that is, definitely when I was in school, I was charging really low. So I was charging like 500 to 1,000. Like if it was really costly, it was 1,500. And this is because the people paying you are students. You have to take that into consideration. They are students, and they probably are giving, stipends or like allowances, and they wouldn't want to pay half of their allowance to you even though you're worth that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So my advice would be to try to get cheaper products that will still give you really good finishes, so that you don't feel like you're being cheated on when they charge you that price, because or when they offer to pay that price, because that's really what they can afford as students in the university. So maybe try to get like Nigerian brands that are cheap, foundations that are cheaper, and then keep the more expensive ones for when you have like maybe wedding clients or clients that are outside your school, the confines of your school, and then you can charge them based on the products and what is worth and all of that. So it's definitely normal for them to want to charge you 1,500 and 2,000. You not see a student wanting to charge you, or wanting to pay rather, not charge you, wanting to pay like 5K, 10K, 15K, 20K. Like they don't have that money, you understand? So don't feel bad. It's not because they're undercharging you, that's just what they can afford. So you try to step down to their level as well. Don't compromise on the quality of your work. Like give them good, like flawless looks, but then don't use expensive products. Clam says, which country is your dream destination? So I would definitely like love to go to Greece. I've actually never gone to anywhere. I've never left the country before, so I really would like to go to Greece. That would like be the first place. There's like this place that has like white, it's really white, it's over a hill. Like that would be somewhere I really want to go. I really want to travel the world though, when I have the money, and when all this corona stuff goes away. I want to go to all those places that have crazy big mountains that are so tall and so high. You know, when you go to those kind of places, just kind of reminds you how insignificant all the problems you think your life is shaking, and that is shaking your life and shaking you. It will just remind you how insignificant all that is in comparison to the whole world. Like the whole world. I like to be in those kind of places. I really want to go. So by God's grace, I get to go. Greece, Seychelles, Maldives. I really want to go to those places. X asks, she says, how did you get so good in makeup? I got so good in makeup by practicing. Practice is your best friend, guys. Like, I'm one of those very strong believers that believe in practice makes making perfect, because I've seen it happen severally in my life. Like, severally, from cut creases to SFX makeup to skin work, severally. Like, I was practicing day night, in out, on people for free, on myself. I was practicing until I got it, and that's just what I can say, because I didn't go to any school and I'm really good. Like, I used to tell myself, like, even what I wanted to learn, there was no school then that could give me that kind of knowledge. So I just put my head down and I learned it. Like, even now that I'm still teaching myself SFX makeup, it's still practice. It's always just has been practice. That's my advice to you. It might seem like a long way, a long a long path ahead, like, oh, when will I get good, when will I get this makeup done, when will I learn how to do this makeup. But then if you're practicing every day, I assure you, in a year, the difference you will see. Like, take a picture of what you can do now and then be practicing. In a year, take another picture again, you'll be wowed. So yeah, what's the most embarrassing moment of your life? That is what Lois Mekano asked me. So I've not really had crazy moments like that, but then I think the most embarrassing one was in year two, when we were going for chapel service. Hey God, I decided that day I was going to wear heels and I was going to be late. So I went to Landmark University, which is like a sister university to Covenant University, and they take chapel services very seriously. So I was already running late for that service that day, and I decided to wear heels for the first time. What? There's a video of a girl wobbling like this on her leg. That was me that day. I could not believe it. My ankles failed me. Like, they were weak. So at the point of climbing the staircase, I just fell. Like, I fell. My clothes tore. People were laughing. Thank God it's not now that it's in the age of Insta blog and today, no, because I'm sure somehow I would have ended up there that day. Someone recorded me. Like, it was crazy. I stood up, I was crying. My friend that helped me, she was also wearing heels and she was helping me walk. Hey God. I was crying, I ran to the toilet, I stayed there, I didn't come out. People were talking about it for days, but then now it's all over. So, but that was like one of the most embarrassing moments I've had. So yeah guys, that completes the video. I hope you enjoyed watching me answer some of your questions. If you have any more questions, I'm definitely open to answering them. Just leave them down below in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this video as well. Please give me a thumbs up. It will mean the whole world to me. And yeah, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so you can see more uploads from me. Let's be friends, just subscribe already. The button is down there, it's red. I'm going to see all you lovelies in my next video. Stay safe, stay beautiful. Bye.